I have proof. So here's how we're going to start it. Our first news story of the day. Nintendo Switch 2 will be revealed this week, it's claimed. This corroborates a lot of different articles that says they're supposed to release it this year, which means they should have shown it this year at least. I think they should have showed it like probably like summer or like fall or even winter last year. So like people are like mentally ready. But I seen this article circulating around on multiple websites that the Switch 2 will be revealed this week. Shout out to Spinks with the sub. I appreciate you. According to new information revealed by a known leaker, the Switch 2 could be revealed this week with a new trailer. Spotted on Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit page, Nate the Hate has released a new video on YouTube titled Nintendo 2025 Predictions. In it, he discusses when the Switch 2 will be revealed, what kind of support it will get, and other details. In the video, Nate states the Nintendo Switch 2 will be revealed in the coming week. He has been told that the Switch 2 announcement trailer will arrive on Thursday, January 16th. That is in 3 days. Today, in which I'm streaming, is Monday the 13th. So this Thursday, we are supposed to get the official reveal according to this YouTuber right here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if this doesn't come true, Nate the Hate, your credibility is all out the door. We're not listening to you anymore. So remember, I didn't tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. This is coming out of Nate the Hate's mouth. He said it's supposed to be revealed this Thursday. Now, if you get it right, it's the opposite. Your credibility is going to go through the roof. So I hope you do get it right, because then, you know, we want to see a positive win. We want to see a win. My man said that. He got an hour-long video. Nate added that the Switch 2 will focus almost exclusively on the console itself. The reveal will not have any games present unless a game is shown running on the screen, depending on how the trailer comes out. He has explicitly stated that the software is not going to be a focus, so players shouldn't be too surprised if no games are revealed for the Switch 2. He elaborated this week's Switch 2 reveal trailer might only showcase the system, its functionality, the new logo, and maybe some packaging. He's heard there's a separate software showcase for the Switch 2 games, which will be scheduled for late February or early March, where we might see the new Nintendo games and third-party titles. I mean, to be fair, that makes sense. I don't think they should do it all at once. You want to keep drumming up the hype, build up the hype throughout the year. So start off with the console, let us get a good look at it, talk about how many nanobits and gigawatts is in that bitch. PS4 niggas gonna sit there and pretend like they can afford it and understand what's going on. Some people are gonna be like, oh, that's enough gigawatts. Some people are gonna say, oh, that's not enough kilowatts. Either way, it's coming. This is the first Nintendo console that's had a secret number to it. Actually, yeah, I think it is, yeah. Unless you want to count the Nintendo to the Super Nintendo. I mean, that was a direct sequel. They just didn't call it the Nintendo 2. They didn't call it the Nintendo Entertainment 2. They just called it the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. But that was a sequel. That was a sequel. But if you want to be technical, yes, this would be technically the first real sequel. Wii and Wii U. Goddamn. Yeah, I get. Never mind. No, you're right. Yeah, the Wii U. I forgot. Damn, that shit is so irrelevant. God damn, the Wii U is so irrelevant. I went all the way back to the Super Nintendo. No, so they have done it. No, the Wii and the Wii U. Oh shit. The DS and the 3DS. 3DS, yeah, it's technically a sequel to the DS, but then it's like it had the whole 3D. Because like it would have been, if it was a direct sequel, it would have been the DS2. The 3DS was its own thing, but it clearly took inspiration from the DS with the dual screens. But like it wasn't like full blown, I don't think. But Game Boy Advance, yeah, that's a sequel. They just don't use numbers, like the technicality. They've done sequels, but they don't seem to use numbers. That's the thing. The reason why they're naming it the Switch 2 is because they don't want to repeat the mistakes of the Wii and the Wii U. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Learn from your past mistakes. That is why the Wii U failed. People were just confused by it. Call it the Switch 2 so people know that this one's better automatically. Most people are stupid. The Wii U walks so the PS Portal can fly. What? So we'll see this Thursday. Keep an eye out. Hopefully this is true. We definitely will be reacting and talking about what we see if it's true. Let me know how many gigawatts and kilowatts y'all think are going to be in the new Switch 2. Give us a Mario Odyssey 2 and as well as some new games. Other Switch related news. Yo, shout out to Eli with the sub. Appreciate it. What if it's a Virtual Boy 2? Get the fuck out of here. Xbox don't know nothing about naming a good sequel console. I guess. I mean, Xbox gave us Game Pass though. Without Game Pass, we would have never gotten them free games on PlayStation. Never forget that. Sony niggas love to act like Sony is really for the people. You would have never got PS Plus if it wasn't for fucking Game Pass. Them free games, I mean, on PS Plus. Yo, shout out to Crescent Void with the sub. Other rumor in regards to the Switch 2, Ubisoft has more than half a dozen games planned for the Switch 2. Nintendo's new console launch is seemingly on the horizon. Apart from first-party titles, are also expected there's plenty of third-party support. The Reliable podcast, this is from the same podcast. So then he also said in this, I've been told Ubisoft's doing more than half a dozen games for the Switch 2, and a lot of them are going to be late ports. Not even new games. These are from a range of titles like The Division, Rainbow Six Siege. There's also some discussion and consideration of doing a Mario Rabbids collection. It's just a question of when will they release these games. Translation, Ubisoft is poor and they're trying to find a quick way to scrape up some money. So why not re-release their games on the Switch? Because a lot of them didn't come to the Switch. PS Plus was the first to offer free games monthly. Xbox copied them. They couldn't have been good because I don't remember that shit. I'm still going to give that credit to Xbox. Do y'all remember that shit? Is he correct on that? Them games couldn't have been good. Within the launch window of the Switch 2, Nintendo fans can apparently expect to see Assassin's Creed Mirage, the new AC Shadows. It's also believed to be arriving on the system and is probably won't be ready for launch. 360 did it first. I'm getting old. I can't remember. How do companies get compensated when we download a game on Game Pass and PS Plus? They cut a licensing deal. The Game Pass is a licensing thing, right? Like if you don't own Game Pass, most of the games on there, outside of, I think, the first party titles that Microsoft owns, like Bethesda games, it's like Netflix. They cycle the games, right? So they cut a check. From my understanding, they cut a check to the development studio to get their game on the Game Pass. They get the game on there for like a year or two, however long it is, right? And then after that, it leaves the Game Pass. So like every month, you'll see articles coming out. What games are coming to Game Pass and what games are leaving. I don't really highlight those articles that much on this stream because I don't know how much value they are. But yeah, it's a licensing, a leasing deal. That's all it is. So understand that when you have Game Pass, if you see a game that you really like and it's not a first party title, you should probably play it within that year if you're interested in it, because there's no guarantee next year that game will be on Game Pass. Also, there's no guarantee you'll be able to afford the Game Pass next year too. So, make sure you get your money's worth. Games with Gold is the OG. Oh yeah, Games with Gold is the OG. Within the launch window, the Switch 2 Nintendo fans can expect Mirage and AC Shadows is also believed to be arriving on the system, but it probably won't be ready for launch. To my understanding, AC Shadows is one of the development ports. It just won't be ready for launch and probably won't be ready for the launch window. Shit, it ain't ready now for the regular consoles. Nate adds, if Ubisoft can port the game, they will port the game, linking this to third-party company current financial issues and how likely it views the Switch successor as a potential lucrative platform. Yeah, it would be smart for Ubisoft to do this if they can get as many titles as they can, like porting them to the Switch 2. Because like Nintendo is like a unique audience. There's a lot of hardcore gamers there, but it also attracts a lot of like parents and people who don't typically game. A lot of super casuals that might have not played Assassin's Creed Mirage or those Mario those Mario XCOM games. So like if those games are day one ported, the parents or whoever those casuals are, they might assume those are new games because it's a new platform. It's just kind of like an association thing. Oh, Switch 2, I see this game is here. This must be new. They end up buying it. And what do we know about Ubisoft? They're broke. They need the sales. So this is actually a smart play by them. If they have the resources. You know, it would be a disaster for Ubisoft if they put out about 5-6 ports at the launch of Switch 2 and then AC Shadows comes out and it's unoptimized after delaying the game twice for optimization reasons. And then an article comes out from some like developers who leaked info saying the reason they didn't have time to optimize the game is because Ubisoft was short of staff, and some of the staff that was working on Shadows got splintered to go work on ports for AC Mirage and other a Skull and Bones Switch 2 port. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying that would be crazy. You guys are broke, bruh. We need Nintendo to introduce kids to gaming. We can't let Roblox rock the kids' heads. Well, I mean, if that's how you really feel, it's also the parents. It's also the parents' responsibility to do that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had kids, which I wouldn't, no sex before marriage. They're not playing no Roblox. We play some real games, bro. Play some Mario, some Kirby, some Yoshi, Woolly World, or whatever the kids be playing and shit. Yo, shout out to J-Dub Master with the sub. Appreciate it. Much love, T-Base. Been watching since June. Gonna be 27. Sure, I appreciate you with the sub. So that's what I got for you for the Switch 2. We'll keep an eye out. We'll see what's going on this Thursday. We'll see what's going on. I broke that rule. What rule? Other news I got for you. Elon Musk has been exposed as a fraud once again. I mean, this dude has been a fraud. I think he's very problematic. I know the people on Hokage Highlights don't like when I talk politics and shit like that. I don't care. For the longest, I didn't have an opinion on him. I just thought this nigga built rocket ships and Tesla cars, and I found out he didn't even create Tesla, as well as the majority of the things in his life. He's just a spoiled rich kid who buys his way into fucking companies. And then he bought Twitter and fucking just ruined the platform, turned it into a misinformation platform to basically trick Americans. Very problematic individual. Got his own little sector in the government now. I don't like this nigga. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a security threat. I honestly fuck this nigga, bro. So he's been a fraud. He's been a fraud for like the last 2 years to me. But you got cyber trucks blowing up left and right. He got exposed once again. Not only is he a fraud inventor who bribes politicians to get what he wants, he's also a fraud gamer. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, some of you might be wondering, where was I going with this? Because some of y'all don't like politics on the platform. He's also a fraud gamer, and this pertains to gaming. That's what we talk about here. So there's some drama going on right now. Path of Exile 2 just came out last month. For those unaware, it's kind of similar to Diablo 2. It's a dungeon crawler, but much more customization from my understanding, much deeper. People are really loving the game. It's in early access. He's been bragging about how he's one of the best Path of Exile 2 players in the world, and he streamed himself playing it recently, and the Sweats analyzed his gameplay, and it turns out this nigga's a fraud. Now, I've actually watched a video about this already, and I read some articles. I can summarize it real quick before playing this little quick 1-minute video. The way they found out that this dude is a fraud, so this dude was going around bragging that he's playing on the highest difficulty. If you don't play this game, for those unaware, on the highest difficulty, there's a permadeath. So not only is it easier to die, but it's harder to kill the enemies because they got more health. The AI is smarter. You got to have a really good build to get through this permadeath mode. He's playing at the highest difficulty. He hasn't died. He's level 97. Only like 1% of the population is that level. And when he got on the game, when he used all his magic, he didn't know how to restore his mana. He didn't know how to use the map system to get to like different levels. His map on his menu was labeled Elon's map. So people were like, did you pay somebody to play the game for you and then label it Elon? It's just very obvious. I'm like, this nigga, bro. I was talking to my girl about this shit. She's like, why does he fucking do this shit? And I was like, it's relatability. You got to keep in mind. And like, now I'm starting to think it was all a play, right? Before he started running his mouth and getting all in American business with the politics and stuff like that. You remember he was going on Joe Rogan, smoking weed, you know, people thought he built spaceships. He came across as like a really relatable guy, and a lot of people liked him. I don't know why people dick munch billionaires, but people were dick munching him, and I think it was because he came across as like relatable, which I don't know why, because he's a white South African who benefited from the displacement of Africans in mines. His daddy was rich, just gave him money, just like fucking Trump, bruh. I don't know. And he benefited from fucking segregation. But I've never been suicidal, by the way. But yeah, they were dick munching him because he came across as relatable. And now I'm starting to think that shit was all by design. He spent the first few years in America, when he really got on the national stage with like Tesla, trying to make himself seem relatable, so that when he eventually dove into politics, he came across as a likable guy. And some people are like, why is he sitting here lying on this game? I think what happened is when he bought Twitter, he really ruined his image for a lot of people. I read that bumper stickers for Tesla owners, because like I own a Tesla too. My next car will not be a fucking Tesla. Like I can't support this nigga, bro. There's a bumper sticker that it had like a 3,000% uptick in sales. It's something along the lines of, I bought this before Elon switched up. So like, because his public image has gone down, the thing that he realized he can't buy, he could buy anything in the world, he can't buy people's love. He lost that relatability factor. So I think he tries to like stream games on Twitter and just make posts that come across as relatable, but he's doing it and he's getting exposed. He's not a gamer, what? Nope. Yeah, he's a calculated fraud, bruh. Isn't he the main one who spearheaded the whole DEI shit? I don't know, bruh. That's the whole rights talking point. He said, I love my testament, but it's hard out here with this dude. It is, bruh. Like I'm getting a Rivian. But honestly, you can't be relatable as a billionaire. I don't know. But here's a quick video summarizing this shit. Them fucking showing it off.
For a guy that's a level 95 hardcore character, Elon Musk sure doesn't seem to understand Path of Exile 2 very well. In a recent stream, Musk showed off his whiz-bang character to the masses, but people got suspicious when the billionaire seemed baffled by the game's basic mechanics. For instance, he let his mana sit at 0 for a full 10 seconds, seemingly unaware of how to refill it, and left valuable loot littering the floor whilst picking up worthless crud. He didn't even seem to understand which parts of the map he could travel to, and apparently didn't quite get how the game's leveled loot worked, which is hard to explain for someone who must have played hundreds of hours to get where he
streamer was just pressing buttons.
is. So players are theorizing he had someone else level for him. One player questioned, "Dude put a car his company designed into space on a rocket his other company designed. Why the hell does he need to brag about gaming?" Check out the full story on PC
He wants to brag about gaming. And my theory is, once again, he lost that whole relatability thing. He had a good public image. And since he lost that with a large portion of the population, he wants that back. So he's doing anything he can to come across as a normal person. But newsflash, buddy, no matter what you do, you will never come across as a normal person because you're a fucking billionaire, bro. You are a fucking billionaire. AI gaming studio. Sounds like, yeah, he wants to make an AI gaming studio. Like, who wants to play fucking AI games? But yeah, so he got exposed for that shit. So don't believe it. This man be streaming. He don't be playing games like that. I think the funniest thing about this story, and before I wrap this shit up, right? The funniest thing about Mark Zuckerberg over Elon, no, Zuckerberg's a government lizard too, bro. Don't get it twisted, bro. You don't think it's suspicious that he's going on the Joe Rogan podcast, trying to convince people to switch over to Meta? Y'all do realize the main reason that TikTok is getting banned is because these US tech companies are lobbying to get it banned. It has nothing to do with data and like security and all this other shit. Because if it really did, all those companies would get shut down, bro. He's a fucking government lizard too. He wants TikTok to be banned so then he has no competition because nobody is fucking with Facebook. That's all that shit is, bro. Anyways, he's in the same boat as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, don't trust none of these goddamn companies. What was I saying? He's trying so hard to dick ride Trump. He wants to buy TikTok. Shit is fucking crazy. No, I read that was disproved. But yeah, the one thing money can't buy is genuine love from people. So I think what he's trying to do is put on a campaign to make himself look normal. But like I said, no matter what you do, people are always going to be sus of you. They don't like competition. They don't. So once again, exposes a fucking fraud. Continues to happen. We on Red Note now. Yeah, I think that's the irony. I don't know if y'all saw the news, but like the number one downloaded social media app right now on the iOS store is this Chinese app called Red Note, which is funny too because TikTok servers, from last I checked, they're based in Singapore and the US. But Red Note is a TikTok competitor. And the actual servers are in China. It's a 100% Chinese owned studio and they only speak Mandarin on there. And Americans are flocking to that app because apparently the algorithm is really good. And it's a bunch of funny interactions on there. Apparently, like Americans are helping Chinese people with their English homework and Chinese people are teaching them Mandarin. I ain't downloading that app. But the one thing that they feared, it happened. They went and downloaded the app that's actually feeding the data. I don't know, man. The creators are making it translate English soon too. Shit is fucking crazy, bro. You created the monster that you didn't want to see. Look it up, the Red Note app. I thought they were going to Clapper. No, I said Clapper had the potential because it's similar, but it didn't. I guess it didn't stick on. I guess motherfuckers really like the algorithm is the main sauce that people really like, and it seems like Red Note has a similar algorithm. But anyways, let me get off this loser. In more positive news, yeah, I just talked about the Switch stuff. In more positive news, Lemonade is the best. That's owned by TikTok. I don't know if that's here to stay. In more positive news, the reviews for Dynasty Warrior Origins has come out. It looks like a W. I see some 10s, some 9s, some 8s, some 7s, some 6, with the current Metacritic sitting at a 78 overall average and the OpenCritic sitting at an 80. So about an 80, probably. 82, I mean. So if you're into Dynasty Warriors, it sounds like it's back. It sounds like this one is really good. People are saying they really like the fleshed out. I watched some reviews. They like the fleshed out combat, the not the co-op mechanics, but the ability to control multiple characters, the scale of the battles, just nice little changes to the formula that's really fun. I played the demo. It didn't sell me on the game. I didn't like how close the camera is, and it could have just been because of my ignorance. I couldn't figure out how to pull back the camera. It's really weird that you have a million people on screen and I can only see 2 people in front of me, so it kind of made it hard to play. This is a game I would get when it was like $15 on a Steam sale, but this is not a day one cop for me. But if you like Dynasty Warriors, they're saying it's good. Check out the IGN reviews and shit like that. If you're a total crackhead, get this game. I don't understand. What? Okay. More positive news. Xbox to get a new game from a legendary Japanese franchise. Xbox is set to get a new game from a legendary Japanese IP in 2025, according to a new report from Jez Corden on Windows Central, who tends to be pretty reputable. The mystery game during Xbox's upcoming developer direct will be from a classic Japanese franchise. Corden didn't spoil anything regarding what the game may be, but he did say it has decades of history. It makes me think it's going to be some Final Fantasy or something. I don't know. Our sources indicate that it's a new entry in a legendary Japanese IP, which has decades of history and should make a lot of fans happy, he said. He continued, indeed, Microsoft has get some strong support from the region lately from studios like Square Enix or Final. That makes me think it's going to be that. Hoyoverse or Genshin Impact and Sega Atlas for Persona, and we suspect this new game will help further the trend. Aside from the unknown Japanese title, wait a minute. I thought Genshin Impact was Chinese. And I thought Hoyoverse and Genshin Impact was Chinese. Yeah. Where'd my beat go? Yeah, that's a Chinese studio. It is? That's racist. Wow. Wow, Jazz. You don't know the difference between China and Japan? That's racist. We need like a sound. Like, I'm just fucking with you. Just a little casual racism. Like, there is a big difference. Anyways, we suspect this new game will help further that trend. We got a fraud alert. Jeff Corzin doesn't know the difference between China and Japan. One's a big ass country with 2 billion people. The other one's an island. Also, let me go ahead and hit that again for Elon being a fraudulent ass Path of Exile community. Path of Exile community, we apologize for having that fat fraud in your community. We got to figure out how to get him out. Anyways, yeah, I just hit it for Elon. There you go. I almost forgot about that shit. Fraud alert, fraud alert. What y'all think it's gonna be? What game? I for some reason I think it's gonna be Final Fantasy. What's the last Final Fantasy game to come to Xbox? Let's see, on Xbox Series. It's Dragon Quest. Yeah, it could be actually. Yeah, it could be. XDGX. How close are we to a fraud emote? What would that look like? It says 14 was on there. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is an old game, but in this article they're saying a game with like a rich history, meaning like probably multiple entries. Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy make more sense. I think that those are the more likely ones. Dragon Quest 11 was on Game Pass for a minute. Was there a new Dragon Quest recently, or is it going to be like a new one announced? Shout out to Matt, got no sauce with the sub. So that's the Xbox news I got for you. We got a new game that got announced. Witcher 3 directors Vampiric dark fantasy action RPG, The Blood of the Dawnwalker gets its first trailer. It's been almost a year since the unveiling of Dawnwalker, the new dark fantasy action RPG from Rebel Wolves. And if you're eager to learn more, which would be completely understandable, given the studio is formed by a number of ex-CD Projekt staff, we got the trailer. This shit is 4 minutes long.
Peggy 18.
Damn. All right, so this is coming from some talented people. Cinematic and gameplay tease, so it's not going to be a lot of gameplay in here.
It must be here somewhere.
It's all right.
Visually, it kind of looks similar to The Witcher. Aki is so cool and very needy.
You gave us quite the chase, young.
Please, sir. She's just a child.
Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for
Is
children?
Blade in this bitch?
Sire.
You think Blade is in it?
No,
You know who
that
Blade
would
is?
have been foolish, would it not?
They spread the plague just as well as adults.
And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness.
No!
Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, things might have ended there.
I hope that confirms that there will be dismemberment in the gameplay. Like, we'll be able to cut people's heads and arms and legs off. That'd be fire. My leg! You know what I've always found interesting about like vampire lore? Like in none of the books or the movies do they ever talk about this, but like if a vampire sucks on a peen, right? Does that count as them like sucking you for blood, or is that for pleasure, you know? Or both? Like, does it count as a blowjob, or like something to think about? Something to think about. That's something to think about.
Lunka! My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please.
Oh, they got a fix for your sister.
I beg of you.
One of us.
Please. Please.
Why you look like Geralt too? They really leaning into, hey, we used to work on The Witcher.
I don't know. How?
I am life. I am death. I am everything in between. I have been watching your little valley. Pestilence, famine, killing. Blood spilled carelessly, like water. Things will be different now.
I'm the captain of the ship.
For all of you.
Bet. Now, what kind of game is this? The world needs what it fears. Okay, Batman. Oh, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. You could tell they worked on The Witcher. Hold up, is this a Souls-like game? I don't know what to think. The world looks interesting and gritty, but like I gotta see some gameplay. I gotta see more. Y'all didn't have a lot to show. At least they gave us summer 2025. No, it's not coming to PS4. You saw the lighting right there. PS5, Xbox Series, PC. It's not coming to the Roblox engine. I gotta see some gameplay. It looks a little too Witchery 3 too. We'll reserve judgment on it. I'm interested. Let's hope 2025 doesn't mean Quartus die. What does that mean? Yo, shout out to Sir Lucky Wiz with the sub. DEI Blade is crazy. What? Where are my freak niggas at? My gooners. We got a new gameplay trailer for Mai, however you pronounce her name, from Fatal Fury, King of Fighters. New gameplay trailer. Let's get it.
Hey everyone! Get ready to feast your eyes on
Spectacular.
the strongest Shiranui fighter around! Yo! Nippoichi! Show me what you have. I'm not gonna lose.
So, you know, maybe I do want to play Street Fighter. Oomba.
Stay down. Really now? You shouldn't keep keep a girl waiting.
I hear it say, don't keep her waiting.
Watch your head.
They having a thick off. Y'all crazy. Oh, you can get crushed by her thighs. Okay. Y'all like the big titty biker fit? Hold up, she got hella pressure. Them players don't like her.
As predicted. Floating like a butterfly, singing like a bee.
That's me quoting Muhammad Ali. She should have said that. It rhymed.
Hey, what are you looking at? Up here.
Yeah, they definitely know their audience with that right there. That's wild.
Hey, what are you looking at? Up here.
You know somebody was watching that show. Oh, geez, how did she know? How did she know? How did she fucking know? I ain't playing this shit. I'm waiting for Fatal Fury. But I mean, she looks good in the game. Is anybody actually excited for her? Anybody still going crazy on Street Fighter 6? I feel like they've been really slow to put out new content on Street Fighter 6. The shit's been dead since they dropped Terry, it feels like. I don't even know. Have they dropped a new character since Terry? Is this the first new character? I feel like they've been very slow with the content. Versus like whether it's good or bad, I feel like I'm constantly hearing about Tekken 8. I'm pre-ordering ASAP. This game's still alive. Yes, definitely me. I'm gonna try it. Been done with fighting games for so long. They need to put Dudley in the game. I don't know. I don't know what their issue is with Dudley. They need to put Dudley in the fucking game. But she looks cool. I'm more so waiting for 2XKO and Fatal Fury. Those are the fighting games I'm on next. And then last but not least, just a quick little tidbit. You can now sign up for the Skate beta on console now. Skate is aiming to arrive early access this year, and there's a new beta sign up if you want to throw your name in for the play test. Where is this right here? Bam, boom, there you go. Here you go. No need to read the article. Y'all get the gist of it. I'm dropping the link. I honestly only saved this one because I know a lot of y'all are interested. So in case you missed it, there's the link if you want to register to playtest the new Skate game on console. Register now. This shit been in beta for 10 years now. Hey, it's better to take your time and get it right the first time. Have you seen this? No, it's this. New first-party PlayStation game will reportedly be inspired by Smash Bros. A first-party PlayStation game codenamed Gummy Bears is set to take some notable inspiration from the Smash Bros. Oh, this is the game from, is it Bungie, I think? This is according to a new emerging report that also reveals some other details about the mysterious PlayStation project. The first whisper... When did this article come out now? The first whispers of the Gummy Bears' existence emerged online in August of 2023 when the game was reportedly a mobile title with the code name was in development at Bungie. A year later, Bungie announced it was laying off let's get to the details of the game. We know about that. Excuse me. Gummy Bears reportedly won't have health bars similar to Smash Bros. Specifically, Gummy Bears is said to have been designed without health bars, with its health system equivalent merely to functioning as a modifier determining on how far a given character is knocked back when hit. So you have to use visual cues instead of having a health bar. If they're flying out far, that means they're close to death. When the percentage-based damage gets high enough, Gummy Bears characters can even be knocked off the map. All this sounds remarkably similar to the so-called damage percentage system utilized by Smash Bros. Gummy Bears will reportedly feature a trio of character classes typical of a mobile game: attack, defense, and support. Multiple game modes are also said. So wait, it's gonna be a MOBA meets Smash Bros. Multiplayer game modes be part of the pad. Trying to lo-fi. All these descriptors are unlike anything else Bungie did to date, which the game post sources claim as a deliberate design choice made in an attempt to differentiate Gummy Bears from the... First of all, I hope this is a code name. This goofy ass game. I'm not playing no game called Gummy Bears, man. Real shit. Real niggas is not playing Gummy Bears, bro. Like, get on Gummy Bears. Get on Gummy Bears. Like, please, I hope that's a fucking, I don't care how ignorant that shit sounds. I can't see myself in any world hitting the group chat. Hey, nigga, get on the gummy bear game tonight, bro. It's just like telling niggas to get on, what's the, not the Splatoon, but what's the other one? The Soaking Fun one. That shit failed too. That goofy ass game. It should have a goofy name too. What was the PlayStation one that was like Splatoon that just fucking failed? Foam Star. Hey, nigga, get on the Foam Stars. Let's spray these niggas with suds. Yo, shout out to Dex Lab with the sub. Like, nah, bro. Y'all need the average gamer is 35 years old, okay? Niggas is not trying to play nothing called gummy bears. You imagine drilling motherfuckers. Yeah, let's hit a drill on gummy bears, bro. No, thank you. We'll keep an eye on this. I don't expect this game to come out anytime soon, because if this is being made by Bungie, Bungie's next game is supposed to be Marathon. We still haven't even seen gameplay for Marathon, and now we talking about fucking fruit snacks and shit.